Hi, I'm Michelle Johnson. Welcome to Quiltinator.com. First thing I'd like to do is say thank you to Phyllis for these earrings. They were made by an artist in New Mexico. She didn't know the name of the artist, but thank you. Second thing is we're going to work on the next section of our stained glass blocks. And if you'll remember, this is Georgette Dell'Orco's pattern. And I just happened to lay them in this position. And what we're going to do is free motion quilt, but we're going to do an old pattern. And a lot of people know it as orange peel, and there's also an orange peel block. Some people call it teacups and saucers. Some people call it pumpkin seed. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And the first thing we need to do is to understand that, like over here, part of this is going to be cut off, part of this design. So we don't want, or at least I don't want, all of the design to be cut off on my teacup. So I'm going to do mark a 1/4 inch here, on the other side, and down here. Because that way it'll give me a marking line that the stitches will not be cut off. So I'm going to show you how to stitch this out. And the first thing we're going to do is start down here in this corner. And we're just going to bounce to the next one. Bounce, bounce. When we get here, we're going to bounce up, bounce here, but then we're going to come down. We're going to bounce either way and here. And when you get back down to here, because we're going to be at the edge of the quilt, you can travel stitch all the way back up here, and then you're going to just start right back over. And of course, one-handed, it's not as easy just to draw, because it's bounce, bounce, top, and then back up this way. Again, travel stitch on the outside, get here. If I could stitch that way. But again, you see kind of what I'm doing. It's, and like I said, it's kind of difficult. But it's a very simple way to do this without a bunch of marking. And if you can just imagine like where the center of the block is, and just think of where the center of the block is and go from spot to spot. And then you're done. And this could be used as an all-over quilt pattern, depending on what you have. So if you just have a bunch of squares sewn together, this would be real cute and a very fast and effective way to quilt what you're doing. I'm working from the left side of my quilt to the right, and I have my octi-hoops position to keep everything tight and straight. And I have the bulk of my quilt pushed over into the throat, and I have a little handle on the other side so that way I can get a good grip. And starting here on the edge of the machine, or the edge of your quilt, is not as easy, but still this is going to look pretty good. And on these octi-hoops, I have the 2 smaller octi-hoops. I don't have the 2 large ones in here. And so I'm going to end up stopping quite a bit, and I'm going to stop usually midway. And you'll see a lot of times that I have my arm in here, and that's to keep the quilt smooth. So that's why a lot of times you'll see my hand or in the throat of the machine. Is to keep everything smooth and taut. So everything's set for free motion. I am using my daughter chose this color. It's called Red Violet. It's from Connecting Threads. It's one of their essentials colors. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just, once again, we're just going to do a small bounce. these threads out of the way. And I've gone up a little higher than I probably need to, but this is still going to be cute anyway. And again, just adjust. And you will see I put markings of where I want the edge of the quilt to be, and it's a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, and that way I kind of get what I'm looking for. And once again, adjust. Then what I'm going to do is tie these and cut these threads off. This is the middle of the quilt. This will be covered up, so you're not even going to see that. So I'm not so happy with this first bounce, but really it's going to be just fine. I didn't think you wanted to watch everything that I was doing as I was doing it. So fast forward, make sure you double check the back. I had a couple of times that I made stitches too big, and so you'll be able to see where I have to go and tie off the threads. It goes by very quickly, and you will notice I'm positioning and repositioning and repositioning again an awful lot during this quilting section. As long as you're using octi-hoops, you'll reposition and you'll save your back and save your arms. Here is the two sections of the quilt put together. This side is the half hearts. This half is the orange peel. You can see a little bit better from the back. That first row of orange peel I did just was a really good practice, because you really can't tell from here, but it looks so much better. All of my stitches got much nicer. And of course we did it in the red violet color. This was connecting threads. It turned out really cute, and I'm going to finish this quilt in alternating patterns. So it'll be half hearts, orange peel, and I'll have a total of 3 half hearts and the 2 orange peel for this all to be finished. I'm Michelle Johnson. Thank you so much for watching my videos here at Quiltinator.com. I hope you are getting back to quilting, because I am.